Hey there, thanks for stopping by and checking out our course snippet taken from the Web Development Masterclass. In our course, we teach the full web development lifecycle, including all the latest web technologies and cloud hosting frameworks. For full course details and registration, please visit the link down below in the info section.
In this lesson, we'll be creating a Bootstrap modal. A modal is a dialog box that pops up on top of the current page. The modal can contain an alert or any other type of content. This example illustrates how a modal works. When we click the Launch button, we can see the modal appears with a section for a header and some content. Another feature is that it fades out the content behind the modal. To exit the modal, we can click anywhere outside the modal or press the Close button. To create a modal, we start by making a button. The button must have a data toggle attribute set to modal. It must also have a data target attribute that points to the ID of the modal div, which we'll create in just a second. We'll be calling this modal div modal1. Now go ahead and make a div and set the class to modal and fade. Set the modal ID to the same value as in the data target attribute. So if you recall, we just named the data target attribute modal1, so set the ID to modal1. And these values are case sensitive, so make sure it's an exact match. The modal class identifies the content of a div as a modal. The fade class adds a fade transition effect when the modal is launched and closed. You can see that when we open it, it fades in and fades out. Next, we create another div and set the class to modal dialog. The modal dialog class sets the proper width and margin of the modal. Now we create another div with the class set to modal content. This class styles the modal, including the border and background color. Inside this div, we create a div with the class set to modal header. This styles the header of our modal. Next, we have a button element with a class set to close and data dismiss attribute set to modal. This button syntax is for the X at the top right corner of the modal, located here. The close class styles the close button. The data dismiss attribute closes the modal. We then have our header inside an H4 element with the class set to modal title. The modal title class styles the header content. Next, we have a div with the class set to modal body. This class styles the body content of the modal. So what you see displayed here. Lastly, we have a div with the class set to modal footer. The modal footer class styles the footer content of the modal. We've also included a standard button in the footer with a data dismiss attribute. And this again will close the button when clicked. And so that's all there is to it. Once you've finished typing in your code, just save your file and refresh your browser, and your modal should work.